Hello YouTube fans, welcome to my channel. I will be doing a reading for you today on your deceased loved one. And actually I have two coming through today that I'll be talking with, or talking to me, I guess is the case. I would like to welcome you here, say thank you for viewing. I appreciate and value your time. And I would like to ask you to pass this message on. If it's not for you, maybe if you know someone or you recognize the story, please share it with them. Also, if you hit that like button or subscribe, it helps me out because I'm just getting started here on YouTube. But more importantly, it helps to broaden the audience because YouTube says, oh, well, this content must be valuable. Let's show it to more people. And they show it to a broader audience, which means it's more likely to get to the families that these messages are meant for. So thank you. And if this is not your story or you don't know these people at all, please don't try to make it fit. There are lots of other good readers here on YouTube. And share the love, you know, go watch some of those others, but don't ever try to make a message fit. If it's not yours, it's not yours. Pardon me. Okay, so let's get going here. Today, stop. Okay, thank you. Today, I have the quintessential grandma and grandpa coming through. They're just the sweetest little old couple. Pardon me, I'm so sorry. They're holding hands. They're just the sweet. I think they were together forever. Literally, I think they were married forever. I don't know, 50 whatever years they were together maybe as a couple. And I get the sense that when they left this physical plane, they left very close in time to one another, probably within 6 months, if not even the same time, but it feels like their passing was very close, like maybe 6 months apart or something. And they're just this sweet little couple. They have shown me that they were both on the quiet side, but especially the woman, especially the grandma. She was very soft-spoken, very quiet, didn't talk much, just kind of a demure, sort of quiet lady. Had kids and a family, and just was a good person. Both of these were just an overall very good person. She's showing me, I'm going to keep pulling cards here, or they are showing me. So I get the feeling this message is meant, could be for their child, but it feels like a grandchild. Well, they're at least talking to me about a grandchild. Let me put it like that. Pardon me. Or if this is for the child, it could be that this is a picture they're showing me of when you were a child and you're grown up now or whatever. But the picture they're showing me is she made these desserts. She was a very good cook, and she made desserts, and there's this one in particular apple dessert. Now I don't think it was a pie. Now, I'm from the South. I'm from the deep South, and down here we have something called they're apple fritters. Or we have something called apple pies, but they're small. They're like a half moon shape, not like the traditional regular apple pies, but it's something more like that, or could have been a dumpling, but I'm seeing something that looks like an apple, what we would call an apple fritter. And there was something about the way you or this child would eat it that she's showing me. It wasn't, yes, you loved it. It was like this enormous pleasure for you to have one of these, but it was more about how you ate it. There's something that she's trying to get a message through about how you, I don't know if it's how you cut it up, how you held it. I'm not sure what that's about. I can't get that message any clearer, but something specific or unique, or maybe they teased you about it, but something about how you ate this particular apple dessert. I remember when I was growing up, I used to, typical mom would make me eat everything on the plate, within reason. And a typical kid, I didn't want to eat the vegetables, so I had a certain way I would, cordon off my food. I'd put all the peas over here, and all the mashed potatoes over here, and all the chicken over here, whatever. But I would eat the hard stuff first. That was the way I did it. Well, I'm just going to get this out of the way because I know I got to do it, and I'll eat that first. And so, you know, whatever unique approach or thing that you had or this child had is what she's pointing out here, that they used to tease you about it. Okay, all right, moving on. Pardon me. Y'all, I have really horrendous allergies and chronic sinusitis and all the stuff that makes me cough, and I try to do my best not to do that, but I just can't help it, so I always apologize in my heart, even if I don't say it. All right, so now let's move on and see what this message is saying for you. Oh, and the grandpa's coming through now with the message. Let's see. So now he's talking about a boy child. I don't know again if they're speaking about their child or their grandchild, or if you are the child and you're grown. This could have been you when you were a child. But they're showing me a young male. And the grandpa saying he used to play catch with you, but there was, what else is he used to take you fishing down by the creek or the lake. It feels like a creek. He's saying to him those were the most special memories. That's when he felt like he was bonding with you, sitting, like he's showing me the two of you sitting down by the creek together, just sitting there, even if you weren't catching anything. Just sitting on the bank, visiting and being with each other. He's telling me he helped you learn about girls. He something about, you would tell him about if you were having, when you were a teenager, you were having girl problems, and he would tell that's when you talked about it, and he would share with you, and you would give him advice and all that kind of thing. Excuse me, he would give you advice. Did I say that wrong? Yes. The grandpa would give you advice about how to deal with girls, or whoever this is for, this young man. Let me see what else he's showing me. And he's showing me a picture of taking you for rides in his pickup truck. And this is an old, like I'm old. I'm old, so when I say old, this is much older than me. Pickup truck. So this couple, I guess he's been gone a while, so you must be an adult, or this message is for your child. I'm not sure which, but the picture he's showing me is a very old antique truck, but used to love it, and he would ride with the windows down and the, you know, fresh air and all that. He's saying he used to take the long way. Wherever you were going, he would on purpose take the long way, make the trip wherever you, from point A to point B, without you knowing it. He thought, most of the time anyway, that you didn't know, and he always made it longer than it needed to be, in other words, just so you could have time together. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh. You know, I'm just not seeing parents in this picture. I'm not saying you didn't have parents, but maybe they weren't either there and you were raised by these grandparents, or they weren't able to spend as much time. Maybe they both worked. Pardon me. I'm just, you know, or perhaps they're just not relevant rather to this story, but I'm just not seeing. I just keep feeling like this message is more for the grandchildren, and maybe you're grown up now. I'm not certain on that, but anyway, you know, all of those things there are no specifics in that other than maybe the apple pie. That could be a general story for anyone. Certainly there's no specific message there yet, but let's see where this goes. Okay, he's showing me now a pasture. So I get the feeling they lived in the countryside. And I'm seeing you standing along, you were both at a fence and of course he was tall enough to just put his arms on the top row of the fence, but you were standing on the fence looking in the fence, and you were, what were you, I'm trying to see more about this picture. Something about what, I think it was hay or whatever was being planted there, or something that was happening in the field being harvested or something. I guess he's just sharing that as a memory. Maybe he was teaching this young man about farming. Maybe maybe he was telling you how when he was growing up they didn't have all these modern machines to harvest things, that he had to do it with a mule or something like that. There were some stories I think that he was telling you. And then he's talking about something to do with the flat tire. I don't know if this was a flat tire that he had on the truck when you were with him one day. That's the feel, or you might have just had one. Okay, thank you. I feel like he's showing me two things that are tied together. I feel like he's going back to a memory that you shared when he had a flat tire on this truck that used to ride around, or some vehicle, but it could have been any vehicle, but I feel like it was this truck that he showed me that used to ride around with. And you were young and you couldn't help, but he got out and he changed the tire, and you watched him, and it's one of those things that you learned by watching him, and he taught you how to do, I guess. And then recently, apparently, I think you had that happen. And you were thinking back and remembering that time when he taught you, or you shared that experience with him. So something to do with the flat tire is a common thing. Maybe you were just feeling nostalgic and thinking back on him, and he's seeing that. He's recognizing that, because he's saying, yes, you were feeling nostalgic because of what happened, but what you didn't know is I was right there with you the whole time. Oh, that's sweet. These people are so sweet. I love it when I get really sweet people come through. It just, that's a little selfish on my part, I know. I'm sorry, but anyway, I'm futzing just with the cards. Let me get on with this message. But so to the people that are living, or the person that this is meant for living, if this sounds like your parents or your grandparents, I feel this would have been grandparents for you. There is something that has recently really blown up your world, so to speak. I think you've had a big loss. Could be even that their deaths, if that was more recent, their deaths have kind of rocked your world. But I feel like it's something more. I think this is someone more contemporary. I don't feel like this is their deaths, but I could be mistaken. There could be two storylines going on here. So one storyline is, this was how you felt about them dying, that you love them so much and you were devastated. But the other storyline is this: there's someone in your life that your life has just been, this tower moment has just happened in your life, which is upheaval, sudden change. Doesn't have to be bad, but in this case I feel like it was, because it's followed by this Five of Cups, which is heartache, remorse, sadness. And they're telling me, because with every, and this doesn't have to be a death, but most of the time when I see the death card, it is not about death for me. It's about transformation. But I feel like there's been an ending of some kind in your life. This may have been actually someone physically dying that was close to you, or it could just be the death of a circumstance in your life, something ending that was very important to you and that broke your heart, frankly. But having said that, I do see now changes coming in. You're going to be able to put this heartbreak behind you because you've got some new things coming in. I see a more solid foundation happening for you, even though I don't think you can see it right now. I think all you're focused on is the pain that you're in at the moment. But I do feel this is coming. I'm seeing two women in your life. This could be a mother and a sister. This could be, it could be two lovers. I don't know. It just, you know, this is the heart of the broken heart. It often means in love, romantic love. But I don't necessarily get that feeling here. I get more of a feeling this could be family. So there could be, again, two storylines where for some of you this could be a heartache, a romantic heartache, that someone, you broke up with someone or someone broke up with you, but now you're going to meet, that's, it's spirit is saying, but now, because that happened, because you were able, this person is no longer in your life, then you're going to meet somebody even new, even better, that may be more suited for you. There's also a storyline of somebody had to, like you probably had two women and you couldn't make up your mind because you were trying to juggle them both. And then the tower, maybe they found out, maybe one of them found out and left, maybe the other one found out and told the other one, maybe somehow this is what's caused this tower in your life because you couldn't. I've got two twos here. This is juggling. I can't decide. I'm at a crossroads. I don't know which one to pick here. So that feels like the most of you watching. There's also another a couple of you that this could be, or one of you. It could be family. It feels like there's somebody here that had family, a family situation, like a mother and a sister. Could be an aunt, could be two sisters, but it feels to me, the energy feels more like a mother and a sister. Something happened here in your family. It could be that a mother chose the daughter over you in some fashion, some kind of choice here that had to be made. So there was some juggling and choosing, and I don't know what direction to go, and you know, making plans. So that could be your scenario also for someone out there. I'm drawn to these, if you can see, there's above her head, these two, I'm going to call them cherubs. They could be little angels. I'm not really certain, but they look like two little cherubs there. Pardon me. They make me think of that, you know, when you're sitting sometimes and your one side of your brain is saying, well, do this, you'll like this. And the other side, you know, it's like the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other, and the other one's saying, oh, but if you do that, da 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 da, you know, whatever, yada yada. It's like that. That's the feeling I'm getting from this person, whoever this woman was that is or has made a choice, or I guess, again, this could be you if you've had to struggle with making a choice. It's like I've got a devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other, and I don't know what to do. And it could have been, again, back to this love situation, if that's what it was, where you were juggling somebody or somebody was juggling you. That could be the circumstance, because there were things that were hidden here, clearly. There were things that were not spoken that were hidden. Let's see what else. Yeah. Someone, It says there's a new beginning here for somebody. So maybe somebody, but then there's been all these sleepless nights because of this King of Swords or due to this King of Swords. Yeah, somebody got backstabbed, but that's the end of it. Somebody got left out in the cold. Yeah, same story. Same story. Somebody got left out in the cold, and now you're trying to heal. In the Hierophant, this is tradition. This could be a marriage that broke up over a third party. It could be that simple, to be honest with you. Yeah, there was divine intervention here for sure. There was divine, yeah. The more cards I pull, that's what it seems to be the story. Because then we have the Knight of Wands, which is often called the player card. Somebody was playing around here. Couldn't make up your mind. Couldn't make up their mind. They were in limbo. Yep. In their ego and their pride. Couldn't decide about what they wanted. Their Ten of Cups, or where they wanted to bring their love, and where they wanted to make this new journey. There was no balance in the situation. So there could not be any victory. I mean, it just keeps going. So that's the story that is for most of you out there. And your grandparents just want to say, they're bringing this through simply to acknowledge they see what you're going through. They're not in physical form anymore, but they most definitely are still with you in spirit. And they see what you're going through. They see the angst and the heartache that you are experiencing. And they're just acknowledging it. They're acknowledging you. They're letting you know you're not alone. You're not suffering alone. That they do see you and they are with you. And I'm being asked to pull out a couple more cards. Anything else, Spirit, you want to say? Some advice for these viewers, please. This belongs to the story. These cards feel sticky today. Spirit, any last words? Thank you. Yeah. Same thing. Two of Swords. You couldn't make up your mind, or somebody can't make up their mind. But these birds represent, well, and swords anyway, represent mental energy. Confusion. In this case, not able to decide about what they wanted. The same cards. Spirit's just backing it up again. Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is, yeah, it's 10 cups of happiness and love and all that good stuff. But oftentimes, the Ten of Cups means illusion, meaning it's too good to be true. And I think that's what you're feeling right now, or whoever this message is for. It was just too good to be true. Yeah, there's all, because I couldn't make up my mind. This is having too many choices, having too many options. I couldn't make up my mind. I knew I should have picked the red one, but I just couldn't make up my mind. And so now look where I am. I had to go in my cave or I think in this case, forced to go into isolation is what it feels like to me. And there's the Judgment card, folks. This very well could be a divorce situation. But it also feels like karma. There is some divine intervention in karma here, because all of these secrets that were kept behind the scene here. And there's the Hierophant. Yeah, it's just same thing, because, yeah, somebody, yeah, and your life is turning. You know, the Wheel of Fortune is always turning. Sometimes we're on the top and sometimes we're on the bottom, and that's what they're saying. But right now you're feeling like you're at the bottom, but they're telling you the wheel is changing now. The wheel is starting to turn. It's starting to move up in your favor again. All right, folks, that's that message. Let me ask if Spirit has anything else, or your family. They're actually telling me, I don't often get messages like this, they're actually telling me that sometime soon you will have the opportunity, or maybe you just did or whatever, but it feels more in the near future, you'll have an opportunity. You'll come across something that will remind you of them, going back to that apple dessert, whatever that was, apple fritters or apple pies or whatever that was. Something, I don't know if you're going to drive by a shop or go in a restaurant and they have those on the menu, or you're going to see a picture of it somewhere, or you're going to be going to someone's house and they happen to have some or made some or something like that. That's going to be validation for this message. That's their way of saying you'll know that this message was real and for you, because that's them speaking through the physical things that are happening in the physical world. In other words, that's one way to put it. Okay, folks, thank you again for watching today. I hope this message finds its way to the families it's meant for, of course. If it's not your story, but you think you know who it might be for, please share it. And again, please hit that like button and subscribe. I'm just getting started here on YouTube, so all that really, really matters for me. And I appreciate you all watching so much, and I wish you many, many blessings. Take care. Bye-bye.